Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining. I'm Sahil Survey, the account manager at Celoxys. Today we are going to talk about something that every project-driven organization wrestles with: how to take great ideas and confidently turn them into real impactful outcomes. And along with me, I have Pramod who will be answering your questions at the end of the session. Also, we'll be highlighting how Celoxys helps you to move from idea to planning to execution all in one connected flow. Let's start with reality. We are never short of ideas, and they can come from leadership, clients, internal teams, everywhere. Still, why do so many initiatives often reside in spreadsheets or email threads? Reasons are very common. Approvals get struck, decisions are made on gut feel instead of data. Planning often misses the mark of on resources or budgets. And finally, there's no clear way of whether the clear way to measure whether these initiatives deliver business value. Sounds familiar? You're not alone. Today, I'll show you how Celoxys helps to fix these challenges at every stage. Let's start at the very beginning, the idea intake stage. Like I mentioned before, ideas can come from anywhere. Without a structured intake process, these ideas get scattered or are never properly evaluated. With Celoxys, you can capture all these requests in one centralized platform. Let's look at this live. I've logged in as a project manager, Andrew. Here's a request report. You can see all the ideas collected here. Each request has details like objectives, estimated budget, risk level, and a dynamic score that helps you prioritize. Let's look at this first request. Notice how the workflow steps are well defined on the side. Approvals don't just disappear, they are fully visible and trackable as well. This transparency helps you speed up decisions and ensures the most impactful initiatives move forward. All right, so we have collected all the ideas here and scored well. But how do we decide which ones can we realistically work on? This is where a what if analysis is crucial. Let me take you the dashboard that is available in Celoxys. Using this dashboard, you can simulate different scenarios, check budget constraints, resource availability, and see the potential impact before committing. Now, let me select a few requests from here and change their state of request, and I'll move them into what if. We are trying to see the impact on these requests. Let me refresh the screen once. Now you can observe that we are short on budget, the margin is also not on track, and the major impact is on the resources. If we execute this project between this quarter or 2025, the resources, we fall short on resources. These impacts, or if you are well informed about this, you can take major steps like you can reach out to the resource manager and hire more resources to be aware so that the resources are available during this period. Also, you can talk to the stakeholders about your budget and margins. Let me take you to another view, that is initiatives. These views are fully customizable. You can see different charts available here. You can pull up another reports according to your visibility or requirements. Here we have a chart view of initiatives. Each bubble represents an initiative sized by budget, positioned by priority. You can immediately see which initiatives deliver the highest value. This helps you make confident data-backed decisions. Once you decide to greenlight an initiative, it's time to plan, and you have to plan in detail. Here's where Celoxys helps you move seamlessly from strategy to planning. Here you can create comprehensive schedules and allocate resources, map dependencies and budgets all before the work actually starts. Let me take you to a project in Celoxys that is software development. We'll look at a Gantt where we'll see all the schedules mentioned properly. You can see the schedules, you have assigned resources, you can pull up related columns to budget as well. Plus, you can set a baseline from here. So you have a clear reference point to measure progress once the project is underway. Now that the plan is in place, we move into execution. The main focus is here is to monitor and control. So talking about this software development project, if you look at the overview page here, you can also make sure that the plan stays on track. Risks are managed through this separate tab. You have a rating, severity, probability, state, and value at risk as well. These all views are again all customizable using these columns and grouping. You can also you can also keep your stakeholders well informed through this summary. and the color indicators so that they can have a glance at it and move on with their business life. Celoxys provides real time dashboards, portfolio, health views, and data visualizations that help you stay on top without micromanaging every task. From capturing ideas to deciding feasibility to planning and finally executing, everything is connected in Celoxys. There is no jumping across tools or manually stitching the spreadsheets together. If one unified system that it is a one unified system that ties your initiatives back to strategic business goals and measurable values. Before we wrap up, here are a few key takeaways. Centralize your idea intake and prioritize with data. Plan confidently with clear visibility on resources and budget. Execute smoothly with real time monitoring. And finally, connect it all back to business value and impact. If you'd like to see this tailored for your team and try it hands on, feel free to reach out. We'd love to help you transform your initiatives. Thank you so much for your time, everyone, today. And now the stage is open for questions. Pramod, I think you will have visibility to the questions, if any.
Yes, Sahil. Uh, yeah, are there any questions? Uh, if you have any questions, please put those questions in the question section here. Okay, right. So there is a question from Geoffrey. Sahil, can you show the project planning tool again? Just go
Yeah.
through the Gantt, show different ways to create the tasks, talk about the timeline, talk about the resource allocation.
Okay, sure. So again, I'll go to the software development project. Here's the overview page where you can see the timeline of this project. From here, you can navigate to the Gantt. You already have a well-structured plan created here. You can map the dependencies from the right-hand side as well. You can pull up columns related to budget. I'll also show you how to pull up a column. So let's talk about budget health. You will see the indicators right here. Hover on it. You can add a task from here, or you can add a multiple task list using this option. You can see a lot of examples provided here to help you plan it properly. Also, you can import a CSV or a Microsoft project. You can print this whole plan to export it in PDF, HTML, or image. All the options are provided. You can choose your preference here. I think I have answered it well, or Pramod, is there anything to be added?
Yes, Sahil. I think what they also want to say is about the how we can manage the agile project. So let me do one thing, Sahil. Could you stop sharing your screen? I'll quickly start sharing my screen. I
Yes.
will go into the details of that.
Yes, allow me a minute. Go ahead, Pramod.
Okay, thank you. Right. I hope you are able to see my screen. And so what I'll do is I'll talk about the project planning and I'll show you the waterfall as well as the agile project management and Synopsis. So like Sahil mentioned, yes, definitely you can manage both type of projects. Uh, so here you see the entire project plan. But what I would do here is instead of going through the same plan, I'll show you how you can quickly create a project, how you can create the task, subtask, and set out the dependencies between them. So there are multiple ways to build your project plan in Synopsys. You can import Microsoft project plans. You can use a template, and this is very helpful when you have projects that are very similar or repetitive in nature. You can also copy any existing projects, or you can start from scratch. So let's do that. So you will see that the form is organized in multiple tabs. I'll not go into much details, but I'll quickly name this as a sample project for now. I'll save this and I'll quickly jump on the Gantt to build the project plan. So now from here, you have different ways to create your task. You can quickly create a task. If you want to add the list of your task, you can also use another option called add multiple. Now from here as well, you can then use to create the subtask. When you use equal to sign, you can create a subtask using that. Let's say task 5. You can even assign resources and specify the duration right from here. So this is a very quick way to have multiple tasks created in one go. Now, once those tasks are created, you can then make modifications right from where you can quickly change the dates, you can change the duration, you can even use drag and drop to change the duration on the task. Now, we can quickly set up the dependency by adding predecessor column here. So let's say I can specify the ID, or I can even link those tasks just by using drag and drop. And Celoxys do support all kinds of dependencies with lead and lag time. In fact, you can set up inter-project dependencies where some task in one project can be dependent on some task in another project. Now from here, if you quickly want to assign resources, you can rearrange the columns and assign those resources right from here. So for example, here I can see the list of all my resources and I can filter the list based on the role. I can have multiple people allocated on a task and each of them can have a different allocation. Also, when you allocate resources and if there's a conflict, the system alerts you of that conflict by displaying this red indicator, and you can click on this icon to understand the cause of the conflict. Now, if you are in the initial stage of the planning, like Sahil showed you how we can check the feasibility of the project by, having those placeholder users, you can simply assign tasks to role. And when you know the actual person, you can then assign it to the actual ones. This helps you to understand what's the resource demand for the project and the estimates in terms of cost and revenue. You can also select multiple tasks and allocate multiple resources in one go. So let's say we want Helen and Harry to be allocated. And once we are done with the plan, we can then set up a baseline so that we can compare the baseline versus actual and understand the deviation. Soloxes do support multiple baselines. So this is how we build a plan. The GAN do supports hundreds and thousands of tasks without facing any kind of performance issues. So this was on the project planning, right from the waterfall methodology, using the waterfall methodology. But now if you want to use the agile project management and you want to, uh, set up the project structure based on that, you can do that. So I'll quickly show you the plan first and then go into the details. So now if I collapse this, you will see the different backlogs that we have. And then under the sprints, we can see what are the different epics that we have. And then we have stories and then we'll have task and subtask. The structure can be configured as per your requirement. You can also track what type of task it is. Whether you want to track those tasks based on the effort, based on the story points, you can decide that. You can also plan which sprint they belong and what's the current status. And then you can actually have the sprint board depending on your requirement. So here you can see this is where we can see the sprint board for sprint 1, and then all the other information that you will definitely need, like what's the sprint velocity burn down. This could be based on the story points, based on the efforts, or you may want to see what the sprint velocity looks like. So this can be configured as per your requirement. Okay. So that's what I wanted to cover from the planning point of view. Are there any other questions? Okay. Um, so so the next question here is, how do you convert a project idea from the pipeline into an approved project, and can you import export it with Jira Azure? Yes, definitely. So what we can generally do is, if you want, so what we have seen based on experience, people do use multiple ways to, manage this, especially when they have multiple templates. And instead of creating a project right after approving it as an automation, people do tend to use templates. So once it's approved, you can quickly use one of the template to have that project in place with all the complete project plan and project structure. However, if you want to set up an automation as soon as it is approved, a project should get created. We can use the Zapier integration to have that project created automatically. Also, we do have an integration, direct integration with Jira and Azure DevOps. Yes, the projects can be, you can import and export projects using the MS project format. .mpp, .xml are supported. We do also support the CSV format. In case you want to, import the project structure using the CSV format, you can do that as well. Are there any other questions? We'll wait for a couple of minutes for more questions, and then we'll end the session. I think that's it.
Right.
Yep. Thank you everyone. And if you still have any questions, uh, do reach out to us. If you want to see specific capabilities, we can have one-to-one demos as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining. Do reach out to Celoxys if you have any questions.
Yeah. Thank you.